Basically, they have these like pill edibles and it says they're highly functional, fast acting, low dose, and targeted effects. We use a patented technology that gives our products the fastest onset anywhere with 20 minutes or less, which is honestly a really bold claim. Anywhere, no matter who you are, 20 minutes or less, which is like really good for just people who like can't inhale, who need like fast acting like medication. That's pretty awesome.
Welcome back to another episode, Couch Lock Nation. The feeling of fall is in the air. It is getting cooler out, and with that comes Trulieve's newest drop. Khalifa Kush is making its way to the great state of Florida through the best MMTC that we could offer. Quite honestly,
yeah, definitely.
I am so hype for Trulieve to be selling Khalifa Kush. I had such a great experience in Vegas with it being really dry, really unpotent, really disappointing bud, and I just know that Trulieve is gonna bring that same Khalifa Kush experience to the Florida patients.
You know, with the quality flower that Trulieve just puts out and the hard work and dedication they just put in, dude, I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to compete once they get that there.
It's gonna be the best weed in Florida. 710 Labs, pack your bags. Jokes aside, Khalifa Kush is dropping October 1st in select Trulieve locations. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really think anyone's super
excited
about that. Like, anyone who's from Florida that actually shops in Florida knows, like, how good could it be if it's at Trulieve, you know what I mean? And everyone knows that. We've heard this 1,000 times, that it's already, like, hype weed. I've heard this from tons of people. Even, like you said, when you've been to your few different states, like, that's what you've heard as well.
For those of you that don't know, I took a trip to Vegas a couple years ago. The first dispensary I went to was Planet 13. I went there 2 a.m. as soon as I got off the flight. It's open 24/7. Got there. The bud tender was actually from Tampa, so that was kind of cool. I just came from Tampa to meet someone at Vegas from Tampa. I asked him about Khalifa Kush, and he honestly told me to pass. Told me
Really?
It was dry, overhyped BS. Like, he could have just been saying that because it's sold at Reef, which is kind of Planet 13's like biggest competitor in Vegas, but it really wasn't that good there either.
Yeah, true. I mean, like that's the thing is like we've said this 1,000 times, you always want it to be good. But just with Trulieve's reputation and us all knowing it, like, it's just probably not going to be.
If I was to be optimistic, maybe somehow they created such a small batch that, because it is dropping at limited locations, that they created a small batch of somewhat passable, good flower, but that's just me being optimistic, and I don't really believe that.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see it from us soon. We're going to go get it soon. And, you know, the thing about Trulieve, and this is the thing that they do better than everyone, is just their variety. You know, that's pretty much it. They just have so many different products and options, but it's all mostly average, if not bad. So, I don't know, though. It's excited to see.
It's fun. He's going to some of the locations in Miami. It'll be cool to see, you know, if Wiz Khalifa, you know, unfortunately is kind of just like a sellout with his weed, or if it's actually gonna be some above average kind of real deal shit. But
yeah,
you know,
I mean, it just depends. Like,
I feel like almost anyone that's a celebrity with a weed brand kind of is like a sellout and doesn't really know too much what they're talking about, with a few rare exceptions.
Yeah, I think what it is really is like I bet if you were like Wiz Khalifa and you were smoking like Wiz Khalifa's Khalifa Kush, it would probably
his
be
shit's definitely way different than what's being sold.
Yeah,
at
so that's what I was gonna say. Is it's like, but
I want to try Joey Diaz's weed. I would travel to try his weed personally.
Nice. Yeah, there's like
Travis
I was gonna
Scott's
say,
got his own weed too.
Yeah, I don't think every single celebrity's weed probably sucks. I just think it's like, bro.
I want Joe Rogan to get some weed.
Yeah, like I bet I truthfully think it just has to do with the just like anything with scale. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of these people are just waiting for it to be legal.
Yeah, Wiz probably has no idea, near gives zero fucks that his weed isn't Trulieve in Florida.
Yeah, he probably does. You're right.
Like, you
no
know what
idea.
I'm saying?
All he sees is the commas in his bank account.
Yeah.
And people like us bitching about it, he doesn't give a fucking
I'm
shit.
telling you, bro, you just give a fuck. Like, it's gonna be like, you
I'm
know?
just kind of surprised though that like Cookies isn't selling it. Because Burner and
Do they
Wiz,
normally sell it in other places, or?
I don't know, but I mean, Burner and Wiz have so many collaborations, like from music and weed. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean that could have to do with like a bunch of different things. Maybe
Just
like
money, probably.
that, and then maybe like conditions of like how things are gonna be kept or whatever. And then he's like, nah, fuck that.
Okay, I feel you. All right, what else is going on in the news, huh?
Dude, this new dispensation rolling limit thing
Kind of backfired.
Like, I don't know if it backfired, but I will say that there's a little bit of glory in the dusk. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us like who can't get these RFE forms submitted, which is basically like an exemption to not be limited. For those of you who don't know, recently the state had I just call them updates at this point because they don't ask us, and like they just fucking do it, and they claim it's an emergency. But they basically put out an update, which literally said like, hey, so now like your inhalation and everything like that is all gonna be like, what is it, 24,500 milligrams or something like that. It's gonna be on a rolling limit for 70 days, kind of like the flower. And they said, but like if you need it, your doctor can submit like these exemption forms, which can give you more. And a lot of people thought that was just on like the milligrams and like stuff like that, because in the past, getting over 2.5 ounces in Florida was
virtually impossible.
It was impossible, right? Like there's
like 2 exceptions.
Yeah, there's like a few people, I think. So what these exemption forms have done is now given patients the ability to get more flour. So I'm all over the Reddit, and you just see these patients talking about 5-ounce club, 4-ounce club, 3.5-ounce club. Doctors just like, come here, like I'm not afraid to submit the form for you if you need it. And then you have this other side of it where it's just a ton of doctors just angry, like, and not angry, but just like frustrated. They're getting like, I'm seeing the most unprofessional emails ever, literally just like capitals, like, we do not do RFE forms here. Like, I saw an email of that from one doctor.
Just responses to text messages, just like,
yeah,
okay.
Or like emails that people are sending asking, because so many people are just blowing them up.
Doctors charging for the forms.
Yeah, I heard someone was charging like $150 for like to submit the exemption form. But it's literally crazy because some people are getting it, like, and
I heard it's been submitted like approved in less than an hour.
Yeah. Some people are like, they're told it can take up to 2 weeks, and then they wake up the next morning and they have it.
Or just hours later, even. Like, it's kind of crazy.
I think that, like I said, a little bit of glory in the dust.
Silver
I think it's annoying
sure.
that we have to go through all that. You have to fucking find the right doctor. A lot of people are switching doctors right now, but I think it's cool that now those who need it have a way to access more meds. But I wish, it was every patient that had that, but we're getting there. The fact that you could just now get more than 2.5 ounces in 35 days, like 5 ounces is a lot, bro. Like
5 ounces is a lot.
If you're going through more than 5 ounces every 35 days, like,
to each his own, but that's a lot of medication. Sure.
That's a lot, bro. Maybe unless you're cooking with it, but if you're straight smoking it, dude, that's a lot. So yeah, how do you feel about that?
I think that it's really cool. I think we're definitely heading in the most recreational way possible, with it still being a medical market. With the brands you're seeing, like we talked about in the last episode, as well as the way that the state is changing the laws, there is the exemption to the flower now. 5 ounces is pretty on par with a lot of other places, maybe not for 35 days, but there's like, it's a much better improvement, over double. The inhalation thing, I think that it's pretty weird, everything that they're doing, and I'm not 100% sure why they're doing it, and I wish that there was more of a game plan that was transparent, not that that would ever happen, but I think we're moving in the right direction. I just, at the end of the day, follow the money. Like, everyone's just trying to figure out how to make their dollar off this, and it's kind of sad, but at the end of the day, it's better than nothing, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's half empty, half full. Glass half empty, half full.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally how you see it. Like, yes, like more people are limited, but now those who used to be extremely limited now have that availability to get more. Like those terminal illnesses, those people who really, really suffer can now get that 5 ounce they need, can now get those hundreds of milligrams.
People that need that medication can get approved same day now. That's amazing. Like no 2-week waiting period to get approved by the state for medication you could use to treat your illness tomorrow. So like I said, I think that honestly, now that this has played out a little bit more, it's kind of not a bad update. Like once these doctors get it figured out, like I've heard from a doctor's perspective, it's kind of annoying. The laws are kind of ambiguous and up to their own interpretation, but
I think it's gonna be just like applying for a med card. Like when it was first a thing, it was like a real process. Like they really, really like confirm the past paperwork and stuff like that.
And I haven't read too much into all of this, but I would assume the next thing they're gonna do is make it easier for part-time residents and out-of-state residents to get cards in Florida.
Yeah.
Like you're still gonna have to go through the bullshit to get your card, but you're gonna be able to do it. And you might have to go to a doctor, you might have to pay the fees, but like I feel like we're getting to a point where pretty much anyone that visits Florida, and at least as a part-time resident, will be able to get their card very, very quickly.
Yeah, totally. Access is something that I think is the biggest thing that has increased. I mean, even like, I remember when I first got my card, and this was like still like a few years into the program. Like there's some OGs out there. I think it was like 2015 or 2016 when it had passed or something like that. And I got my card, as you know, in 2019, I think. And then Aaron got his card, it was like 2 months after, right? And and even then I remember like how like if I wanted to go to a dispensary, like it was like minimal, like 25-30 minutes away, and it was only like a true leave or a move. And,
I mean, that was really it.
Yeah, and like it was like a lot of stuff was like really expensive. So I like just access in general to products, to just better products, and now that availability to get more products, if you can find the doctor that will accept, like submit the need. Yeah, but I haven't heard one person on this Reddit who has said that they submitted a form and it wasn't accepted. It seems
like the biggest challenge is finding the doctors who are
finding the doctor who's going to do it. Maybe they like are afraid or they don't want to get in trouble or something. But
I think that really is the biggest issue is these doctors don't 100% know, like I said, how to interpret this, and the ones who maybe aren't being the most law-abiding or a little scared to get flagged.
Yeah, totally.
Something along those lines.
Well, we'll see how it ages, but another thing I'd like to mention is, speaking of more product availability, we got 1906 coming to Florida, and Aaron thinks it's 100% going to be at INSA.
So why don't we start by explaining what 1906 is?
Okay, yeah, for sure. Basically, they have these like pill edibles, and it says they're highly functional, fast-acting, low dose, and targeted effects. So we use a patented technology that gives our products the fastest onset anywhere with 20 minutes or less, which is honestly a really bold claim, because even like the fact they don't say anything like depending on digestion system. Like, you know how a lot of people say they'll be like 1 to 2 hours depending on your digestive system, like it's always in the notes. Like they're claiming like anywhere, no matter who you are, 20 minutes or less, which is like really good for like medical reasons, dude. Like old people, stuff like that, like just people who like can't inhale, who need like fast acting like medication. That's pretty awesome. Because you can get like higher doses of the pill. Like with tincture drops, you gotta fucking do like 15 at one time. You know what I mean? It's like so annoying if you have like a high tolerance. But yeah, and it says 6 different thoughtful formulations of super powerful plant medicines plus moderately dosed cannabis. And it says that they use both a THC and CBD. So they always use a 1-to-1 ratio or a 5-to-1 ratio. But yeah, look, it's a go for energy, which is great for a little competitive edge in your next basketball game. Cleaning the house, supercharging your long distance run. They have a brain power, a bliss for happiness. They have an arousal one, bro.
Like that move shit.
Yeah, like the spray. But theirs says love for arousal. It says Oh wow, that's super interesting. Chill for relaxation, and then midnight for sleep.
And this is sold at Insa dispensaries in Insa Cannabis in Massachusetts.
Yeah, so we're assuming they're gonna be here in Florida.
That
right?
would make sense.
That would make sense.
If they're coming to Florida, that they'd probably be with the same brand partner.
Yeah, but
it's kind of interesting. I mean, for someone who doesn't really respond to low dose, it's not really anything crazy, but for people who really are looking to microdose with cannabis and have those specific desired effects, which is what I really think the innovation of cannabis is going towards, is really, really specific dialed in effects as we unlock more cannabinoids and more terpenes and more fusions and combinations of everything. I think it's going to be really cool to see like what exactly like we can achieve. Like,
yeah.
Are we gonna have something that's really like, is this really gonna help you be energetic? Like, is this really gonna make you horny? Like, I don't know, but I mean, like,
no, totally. It's super interesting. So they call them drops, but they're plant-based pills. It's because they look like drops. All this will be on the screen for them.
It seems like they're really just trying to avoid the stigma of it being a pill.
Yeah, and they put other stuff in it too, bro. Look at this.
Yeah, there's other like herbs and such.
They use canna, which is found in South Africa and has been used for centuries to elevate mood, anxiety, and stress. And then theobromine is a very effective heart stimulant and lowering blood pressure and increasing blood flow to the brain and body.
Interesting.
But yeah, I just find it really interesting because I feel like in Florida, like it's like they're all kind of like calm, elevate, whatever. But I've never seen like and maybe this is just lack of knowledge of like product, but I feel like I've never seen something that's been like that precise on effects and like purpose.
No, like I said, it'll be really interesting to see. I think that Gold Leaf also, we were saying, kind of is trying to like put their strains, like they don't list like indica sativa, like they also have like energetic, like that kind of stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, it's
by
like
effects and mood.
Yeah, I think a lot of places do that, but I just think more or less like that's a pretty small selection list. Like they specialize in 6 different effects.
I'm really excited to try Gold Leaf.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to try those too.
I might have to order them while I'm in Orlando this weekend. Gold Leaf review next week. Probably. I'm kind of hype. I'm just really hyped because people said that they're
crazy looking.
People just keep saying their sativas are real sativas. Like someone said they tried one and it was like drinking a cup of coffee.
Dude, see that's the thing is like I'm trying to find like just like the goat of sativas where it's like not too much, not too little, perfect balance. But that's for another day.
All right, bro. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about for this episode?
No, not really, man. Honestly, I think that's it.
Stay couch like y'all.